Hello and welcome back to the GorillaBiker. And today what we're going to be talking about is, you know, I said a while ago I was going to make a video on, you know, finance and bikes, and this isn't really that video. I will eventually make one. I have plans that I am going to finance a bike, sort of finance a bike, not fully. You know, you may have seen the video now where I mentioned the first bike I want to buy in the US, and that being a KLR 650. I made lots of reasons in that video. If you're interested in it, please go watch it. I'll leave a link here. But definitely, you know, that's a bike that I will probably not pay for 100% upfront in cash. Just because I'll be moving to a new country and having some... I love these corners so much. One of the best sections of road on the way home ever. Anyway, I get distracted easily. Yeah, what was I saying? Corners distract me way too easily. But yeah, you know, that's one bike. I probably would like to keep more free available cash when I move country, especially since, you know, rental accommodation in America does not seem to come furnished most of the time, so I'll also have to buy furniture and all that stuff. So that's, you know, more cost. So the more cash I can keep for that stuff, the better. And I'm okay putting a payment for 2 or 3 years on something like a bike that I'm going to use every day and love to pieces. And you know, it's funny because you know, there's a lot of people message me directly on Instagram after I make videos rather than commenting. I think because they want to start more of a quick conversation, more so than maybe waiting a couple of hours to a day to get my response, which is fair enough. I understand that. But do know that it doesn't matter how long it takes. If your comment, unless YouTube hides your comment from me from a long time, I will reply to your comment, unless it's like you being an asshole. So, you know, don't be afraid of commenting on the YouTube videos. All those comments do help drive the YouTube algorithm and help the channel in the end. But anyway, you know, a couple of people are messaging me asking, you know, I assume because you're talking about a brand new KLR 650 that you're going to finance it. And I said, yeah, I am. And you know, a lot of people ask, why not just get a more expensive bike and put it over a longer term? And I suppose my way of looking at these things is I don't think I would ever finance something longer than the warranty period, if that makes sense. I think anything I would ever buy on finance would have to be fully paid off before the warranty is over, or just as the warranty is over, so that I have the option of like immediately selling it and buying something that's half the cost just in case it breaks. Because generally new things, newer bikes, newer things in general, fair play. You didn't even see around that corner before you overtook, you absolute dumbass. But anyway, I love how people see cyclists and just are like immediately like, yeah, I need to get past them no matter what. It's like, yeah, okay, you could kill me and the cyclist though, so don't do that. How about have 20 seconds of paciencia, huh? But anyway, yeah, that's my kind of read on it. And I suppose the thing is as well with the KLR 650, you know, the cost of them new, not that it's not a lot of money, it is a lot of money, for sure it is. It's not a cheap bike, it's a relatively cheap bike, but it's still a lot of money. And you know, I think that's why I'm also comfortable financing it, is at the end of the day, you know, how much value can it lose? Not that much. And it's also a bike that I am very likely to keep for a long time, but, you know, depending on how long I'm able to stay in America. I'm hoping for a long time, but you know, I have a visa through work, and if you stay there X amount of years, you can try to get a green card, or Danimal on the Patreon and on Instagram. He has also talked about a green card lottery that you can enter, so I'm going to try to do all of those things. Because I'm assuming, I'm a positive person in general, but I'm assuming I'm going to like America and want to stay there for longer than a couple of years. But anyway, that's kind of the other thing as well, is if I do finance anything, obviously it would need to be paid off and like sellable before I left the country, because obviously I don't want to be in a situation where, you know, I still have things financed and I'm not even legally allowed to stay in the country any longer. That would really suck. These corners coming up here are really nice too, so that's definitely another thing to think about. But yeah, that's not all I want to talk about in this video. Is I suppose some of the alternatives, you know, there's been some really good suggestions, but I suppose the ones I was asked about most is, you know, I always said that I would like a V4 Tuono Aprilia, which I absolutely would, and I would still love a V4 Tuono, but they're very expensive, you know. Not that I don't think they're worth, well, I don't know if there's anything worth that much money. They're very expensive. They're a very expensive bike, and I just don't know, is that the type of bike I want to be buying to commute to and from work every day? Whereas the KLR, I'm absolutely fine putting all that mileage on, you know. And we'll see how it holds up. We'll be doing like a 100,000 mile test on the KLR. Excuse me. You know, there's also the thing about, you know, the use cases and stuff like that. There's so many things. But what I do want to reassure people is that at no point will I ever be able to stop, you know, buying many old bikes. I love old bikes, and I absolutely plan on buying a couple of old ones to work on and do projects on. It's just a case of time, because I don't think I can even try buy a house straight away in America, because I don't have a credit rating and all that stuff. And anyone who knows more about this stuff, please do let me know, because I haven't a clue. For someone moving to America, how does a credit rating? Throw him to the ground, Centurion. How does a credit rating work? You know, if you just moved there, and can you get a mortgage if you want a mortgage and stuff? Because, you know, I will have to rent, and finding a house to rent with a garage is proving difficult, and the ones that have garages are really expensive. So that will be a limiting factor on when I'll buy like an older bike, is I would want a garage before I bought one to do work on. That's key. You know, also moving country is going to be pretty expensive, so there's a couple of different considerations there. But yeah, you know, there's don't worry, I will definitely still be buying older motor bicycles at 100%. And then I suppose, you know, a lot of other people were kind of like, I think they read my speech wrong, which is fair. I'm not very good at English. You know, there's a couple of people asking like, oh, you know, I really enjoyed the channel, so sorry to see it go. The channel is not going anywhere. The channel is not going anywhere. Like, this channel is a huge part of my life now. I've said it before, I've made a huge amount of very good friends through it. A lot of them who I would assume I will be friends with for the rest of my life, who I would never have met if not for this channel. And, you know, that's pretty cool, number one. But number two is, you know, I actually really enjoy doing this, so I have no intention of just stopping for the sake of stopping. Don't worry. It's not something that's even on my radar, is just stopping doing the channel. I think where the confusion came from is I said, you know, I don't know how long it'll be stopped for, but in my head, like, me saying I don't know how long I might not be able to make bike videos for is like a month or two. You know, if I buy an interesting car that isn't some boring thing, I might very well make a video in that. Well, make a video would be technically correct, as I am a Michelangelo. But generally, yeah, I would hope I'll have a bike sorted pretty quickly. And then there was also lots of questions around the Gixxer and the Magna and why I'm not bringing them. It kind of goes back to, I don't know how long I'll be able to stay there for. You know, if it's a case, you know, we get permanent residency or whatever else and buy a house that has a garage and all that, then I can ship those over myself separately, because as some people correctly pointed out, I was selling this because I can't register over there, but I absolutely can register the Gixxer and the Magna because they're older bikes. You're correct, yes. But also, yeah, I wouldn't want to move them over until I had a garage in my own place and permanent residency, because those are bikes, like I've said many times, that I will never ever sell. So there's no point in me shipping them over and then having to ship them back again in 2 years, 3 years, if that's how it plays out. I hope it doesn't play out like that, but you never know what the future holds. So I will not ship them until I'm certain, and that's, you know, that's just the way I think. I think that's just the easiest thing for me to do. You know, plus the Gixxer has some problems and needs to be fixed and stuff. So, you know, I don't want to ship something over and immediately have to strip it down again because I don't have a garage. So a lot of things rely on that. But yeah, so I suppose actually a huge question is, if you have any idea how someone like me can just buy a house like straight away over in America without a credit history or a huge deposit, if that's a thing you can do, please do let me know, because I would be more than happy to buy one and put it on put it on a mortgage that is like the same as paying rent, because the rent over there is pretty expensive. So I'd rather just pay towards the house, because you know, a lot of people worry about mortgages and worry about the interest rates and stuff, but if you were to compare that to, say, the money I would put into rent, in 5 years I would be roughly have wasted the money that would otherwise have been wasted on a bank's interest. Now, we won't get into interest rates and mortgages, because I do think it's borderline criminal from banks how much interest they charge. It's ridiculous. You know, if you pay, like, if you get a $160,000 loan and the mortgage rate's 5%, which, by the way, is a ridiculously high mortgage interest rate, America, get your stuff together. But just say that that was to happen, you end up paying like $60-something thousand over the life of the mortgage. $60,000+ over the life of the mortgage on a 15-year mortgage of 5%. That is criminal from the banks. It really, really is. That is too much money to earn from a bank that, I mean, what banks do with money now is that money no longer exists. They've made it up. You know what I mean? It's not backed up by gold anymore, anything like that. So they just made it up. And they said, yeah, okay, cool. Here's the money that is yours, that because we have some numbers on this page here, and we're going to charge you more numbers on said page because we gave it to you. It's like, well, it's ridiculous. How can you charge someone like 30-35% over the lifetime of a 15-year mortgage? I don't know. It seems criminal to me. That stuff really upsets me. Now, I do think banks are the greatest bunch of thieves known to man. And I don't mean the average people working in banks. It is not their fault. It is the higher-ups are all a bunch of absolute gremlins, just robbing people blind. But anyway, I don't know how you ever fix that. I'm not like a political expert or a banking expert. I don't know how you fix that. This is also a lovely corner. Beautiful. And then lastly, you know, yes, the last few videos are done on the Aprilia, but the Aprilia has not been my bike for a number of weeks now. It's kind of why I recorded all those. I wanted to spend time on the Aprilia because, yes, I absolutely miss it. The Aprilia, it was a special bike. Obviously I got it under special circumstances and stuff. I travelled far for it, and it has a story to me. It had heart to me. But you know, I do appreciate the people who reached out and are like, oh, you know, you could have kept it, you could have done this, you could have done that. At the end of the day, I do need the money for the move, and at the end of the day, I am the type of person to get emotionally attached to everything. I'm an emotional person, you know what I mean? I think it's why videos like this work. I mean, if I had no emotions around anything, it wouldn't be very interesting to watch anything. You'd be like, well, how is this bike to review? Like, yeah, it has two wheels that have rubber on it and it's fine. So that is a weakness of mine, that I do kind of get emotionally attached to bikes and really like some of them. And I did really like the Aprilia, but at the end of the day, I don't regret selling it because it went to a friend, and I don't regret selling it because I needed the money, and I don't regret selling it because it means I can buy more bikes. And at the end of the day, I love trying different bikes. I absolutely love trying different bikes. So yeah, let's see what the future holds. It'll be a KLR, most likely a KLR 650 plus more. You know, people have suggested the likes of the V-Strom 650 XT and all that. Yeah, there's loads of options there, but I have done my looking, and I think the thing that makes most sense for me is the KLR 650. So I do appreciate all the inputs and stuff, but that is very likely the route I will go. And then lastly, one car that I'm really looking at the moment that's on Facebook Marketplace, that I hope is still there when I do get to move to America, which is in a couple of weeks from now, it's very close, is a Dodge Magnum RT with the 5.7 litre V8 Hemi. I think that would be the perfect family car, you know, because it seems to be, I'll either have to pay like 8 or 9 grand for a used car, or go ahead and buy like a brand new Ford Maverick for $25,000, which I'd really rather avoid doing if I can. Yeah, I don't think I want to spend $25,000 over like 4 or 5 years on a car. I just don't. Whereas that Dodge Magnum would be really cool. Let me know if you know of the Dodge Magnum, of the 5.7 litre V8 Hemi. Let me know what you think of them. Let me know are they good. Let me know. I'm going to pull in here actually to turn off the cameras, because I have to get fuel after work. I always have to get fuel, you know. It just doesn't last. It doesn't last kissing time anymore. I'm actually currently doing a test on this bike. I have put back in the baffles into the exhaust because I was leaving early and stuff, and my neighbours have kids, so I said I'd throw back in the baffles to be nice. And I do think it's actually better on fuel now. So that's interesting, and I will monitor that and let you all know, is it better on fuel in the coming weeks and stuff before I sell this. The other thing is, this bike is for sale. It does have its problems. This like plastic here, which is replaceable, is cracked. I think it cracked from the sun. There's a little scratch there from where the Osmo fell on it. There's a little scratch here from where I went for a nap in Scotland. And I do need to change the chain and front sprocket. I might have that done by the time I sell it. But if you're interested in this bike, it has brand new tyres and all that, and it always has been kept up to date with maintenance. Brand new fork seals and dust seals and oil in the forks. It has the Hagon shock. Look, if you watch the channel, you know. And the other thing is, there's rust on these bars here, but you can fix that. You know, it's very easy fix. It's aesthetic. The bars work fine for the panniers. So if you're interested in this bike, it is being used daily. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think. And that's kind of all the questions I suppose I can ask in this video. How long is that? Yeah, I've asked many questions. I don't want to ask too many and fry everyone's brain. But let me know. Let me know. Do you know anything about buying a house with, like, you know, new person credit rating? Let me know about used cars over there. You know, you can still weigh in on the KLR 650 and the Dodge Magnum. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions. And yeah, if you live in North Carolina and they're going to be there in September/October, let me know. Hopefully I'll have a bike. Hopefully we can meet up and go somewhere. Or if you know of anywhere that I would find cool to go from a historical perspective or a scenic perspective for a ride, like a ride on a bike, not a ride on a person, because I'm not going to film that if I do it, you know. I have standards for this channel. Yeah. But yeah, let me know, is there anywhere you think I should go on the bike, and I hopefully will make a list and start making some videos as soon as I have a bike. And yeah, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. As always, a very special thank you to my patrons. You're all absolute legends. I love you all dearly. And hopefully the patrons who have a CBF aren't going to miss this bike too much. I know I really am. You know, I really am. Like, it's sad selling the Falco and stuff, but the Falco is like a toy, you know. This is my sidekick. This thing is, it's honestly, it's like a part of the family. I've spent so much time with this. It's looked after me, I've looked after it. I'm going to be really sad to see it go. But there's always more bikes, as we said. Anyway, thanks for watching. Adios. Outro crew. If you could buy one bike, any bike, for under $12,000 dues or 12,000 euro, what would it be? Not that I'm going to spend that much, I'm not. But I'm just interested, that's a kind of a reasonable mid-range price. What would you buy? Anything, can be used, it can be new. Let me know what you'd buy. Bye, Outro crew.